Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Seth here, also known as Lucifer, aka King the Conqueror. Yes, sir, Bob. So as you might have noticed, like I said before, I have 862 videos. Mind you, this channel is actually my backup channel because my first channel was taken down. My first channel was taken down, bro. So this is actually my second. This is my third channel. I have another backup channel. I have another backup channel that has videos on there talking about the same things. So I've never, I've always been saying the same thing over and over again. I've always said the same things over and over again, and there's a lot of battles. There's a lot of battles on there. There's a lot of battles. There's a lot of battling. But the thing is, don't be mistaken by the titles of the video, because most of the titles of my videos are actually clickbait. Kind of. It's a type of clickbait. What I mean by that is I am talking about the person, but I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about psychology. I'm talking about magic and psychology most of the time. Some of these videos might be a little bit beef oriented, but if you listen closely, if you read between the lines, what I'm actually talking about is the psychology of the person, the mind state of the person. And when you understand, because the thing is, philosophy is the study of humans. That's what philosophy is. Philosophy is the study of humans. So if you are an adept philosopher, it is kind of a these some of these videos are a little bit how do I say um study case studies. You can see it as beef, but it's more of a case study than anything else. It's more of a case study than anything else. So because understanding humans is a good thing because you can navigate easier within life when you understand humans. Of course, not everybody has to learn philosophy. There's other ways to understand humans. I mean, like, if you're looking at a con artist, right? A con artist understand humans. He's not a philosopher. I mean, not by trade or career type. I mean, he's a con artist, but at the end of the day, he still understands humans, because the only way he can con someone is by knowing who the person, right? So a con artist knows himself and he knows you, and this is why he's capable of doing these tricks that he does, right? So how you guys been doing? I'm about to hop on Twitch. I'm about to play some Hogwarts Legacy. Yes, I said it, Hogwarts. You know, I still feel like it's sad to have 862 videos, and they always say not to compare yourself to others, and I agree. And I agree. You shouldn't compare yourself to others. It's completely true. But I can't help but notice that the amount of videos that I have results, if you're looking at other people's channels, they have the same amount of videos or less and have at least 4 to 5, I even say 6 times um the amount of subscribers. Now some people feel like what I say might be untruths, but in the world of today, who are the people that make more, that have more value? Think about it for 2 seconds. If I would spend my time lying here, don't you think I'd have more subscribers? Think about it for 2 seconds. Like if I was spending time lying on the internet, don't you think I would have more subscribers? Like, what do you think bothers people more, a lie or the truth? What ruffles people's feathers more, the lie or the truth? Because a lie is always accepted, is always acceptable, because it's built to make you feel better. A lie is built to make you feel, to make you accept things, right? That's what a lie is. A lie is an idea that manipulates your emotions to make you feel a certain way. That's a lie. I don't spend time trying to manipulate emotions. I give it to you straight. I give it to you how it is. And as much as some, I mean, it's weird to be called a liar when you're the one calling out the lie. It's very weird to be called a liar when you're the one calling out the lie. Like, let's say Norse mythology, right? There's dozens of video about Norse mythology, but at the end of the day, they're all wrong. It's like I saw a video. There's a video out right now saying that Marvel lied about Norse mythology. No, they didn't. Marvel did nothing wrong. There's no absolute truth about Norse mythology, right? But then you listen to certain videos and they're like saying, you know, people have, like, you know, they're born of 9 wives and blah 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 blah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, you know, but it's the way that it is said. Like, don't say it in a judgmental way when that never happened. That when there's a possibility that that never happened. Don't be outright disrespectful, right? And people don't respect gods, and dare I say, gods respect us more or less. You know, they respect us more or less. I'm not sure about that statement. I'm not gonna, you know, it's not that I don't feel respected by gods. It's just, you know, nobody's perfect. you know, you know, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect, you know. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like, because at the end of the day, we do insult the gods a lot, you know, by our attitude, the way that we perceive life, uh, the people that we give thanks to, the people that we show devotion to. If I was a god, let's say I was the god of the sun, right? I would, okay, there's a couple people that don't believe in me. That's fine. They don't all have to believe in me. That's fine. But, you know, when it's broadband disrespect, or you just forget about me for somebody else, yeah, I got a little bit of emotion. I mean, I don't care. I'm a god. I'm vain. I'm vain. I'm a god. I can do whatever I want. But everybody has a little bit of emotion in them. You know, even Batman has emotions, right? At the end of the day, you know, if somebody hurts Robin, he's gonna feel something, you know. So I'm basing myself off of that notion, right? The amount of respect that gods may have for us, I'm basing it off of that idea, because at the end of the day, we don't necessarily respect them that much. Not everybody, of course. There's people that are highly devoted. You know, that's the word I was looking for. I keep looking for that word, devotion. I keep forgetting it. There's some people that are highly devoted, you know, on a consistent basis, towards the God. So I'm not talking about those guys, obviously. obviously. But where we're walking around town and let's say like these new age, we got new age spiritualists, and they mostly, it's like they're disrespectful. They're disrespectful because all these abilities, all this know-how, it's not accessible within the belief of Christianity or Catholicism. Let's say Catholicism, right? It is not reachable because at the end of the day, Christians are prone to change. Christians are prone to change more than Catholics, right? So when we're talking about like the Vatican and Catholicism, right? Um, they, you, it is not part of your religion. The other day, this is why everybody's confused, right? I didn't notice. Me in my head, there's like 3 or 4 versions of the Bible. Did you know that there was at least 50 versions of the Bible? 50. 30 to 50 versions of one book. Of course people are confused. And of course you're going to chop everything that happens, everything that's under the stars, you're going to chop it up to whoever you consider is the All Father. Not knowing that what a God is an idea. You see, when Lucifer was born, when the abyss was born, right? When darkness was born, it became self-aware, because self-awareness is always the number one thing that creates life. Self-awareness just creates life. Some people, I understand that some people might not like my last video stating that we are becoming self-aware, and at some time and point our self-awareness is going to take over and we will not go back. We are going to go forward. We are the ghost in the shell, right? We are an intelligence. If he did create us, then he also knows that at some time and point we are going to become self-aware. And I don't think he likes that, because what he wants is your devotion from what the books say. I don't believe that that's true. I have another theory about that. I do not believe that God demanded a Bible. I don't believe that. I don't believe that God demanded the Bible. I don't believe that God asked you to do anything. I don't believe that. I think it's false. It's a fallacy. I think whatever people call God is actually an energy that permits you to do certain things, right? So praying to it is nonsense. So what you're praying, you're creating. So basically there's 3 gods. There's the God of the Bible, the energy that persists, that nobody understands, and then there's the devil, right? The problem is the God in the middle, the one that's in the middle. All right, I don't mean that. Okay, let's switch hands here. Okay, this is devil, and this is the energy that persists, right? So the energy that persists, right, is not supposed to be seen as a being. It is pure energy. It is just energy. It is a tool. It's what lets you do magic, right? It's what lets you manifest. It's what lets you create, right? But it's not a god. It's just energy. It's just power. So there's no use to praying to it. And the result of praying and showing devotion to a made up character is actually creating that God. And since that God exists, in comes the devil, right? Because every time you create something, you're going to have the adverse of it, the reverse of it, right? Like everything that is created has a reverse. Like water has, and then there's fire, right? So there has to be duality, right? So if water exists, then there's something that is the contrary of water. If good exists, then there's something that's the contrary of good, right? If slow exists, then there's something that's the contrary of slow, fast, right? You're slow, he's fast. You're good, he's evil, right? You're light, he's dark. So there's always a dual, right? Which is kind of important, right? Because even water has fire in it. Even water has fire in it. So fire has water in it, right? If you light a fire, let's say you light a fire in a dome, right? A big enough dome, right? And it's a really resistant dome, like a glass dome. Like let's say you start a fire within a glass dome. What's gonna happen? The glass dome is going to start sweating. It's going to create water. So heat actually creates water. So now you're like, well, how can there be fire in water? Well, water is a kind of gas, right? It's a kind of gas, and water can become hot. It can burn you, right? If you boil water and you throw it in somebody's face, pardon my language here, but it's an analogy. If you boil water and you throw it at somebody, it's gonna burn him. His skin will fall, all that shit. So there's fire within water, and there's water within fire. So creating this fake entity resulted into another entity that counteracts. So, but there's still in the in-between the thing that permits you to create those two things in the first place, which is what we are supposed to be thinking of instead of this whole prayer and whatnot BS, right? So when Lucifer was created, when Lucifer was born, when he became self-aware, right? When the light became self-aware, when beings became self-aware. So no, screw that. Screw what I just said. So Lucifer is an idea, and the Catholic God is also an idea. Odin is an idea. These entities are supposed to exist. They don't have a choice but to exist because somebody had the idea of it. Let's say grass. There's the god of grass, right? The god of grass, right? Grass is an idea. Grass is alive. It's a conscious, right? It's a type of consciousness, right? It's alive. It breathes air. It breathes oxygen. There's gases in it, right? It's made out of atoms like everything else in the world. So, but the thing is, somewhere, somehow, the idea of grass became reality. So somewhere down the line, so if we're looking down at grass, but grass actually comes from up there. It doesn't come from down here. It comes from where Lucifer comes from. Like everything else in the universe. Everything in the universe came from the universe. Whatever the universe is. Everything that exists in the universe came from the ether. Whatever the ether is. The reason why I'm talking about this is because of respect, the love or the hate for gods, for entities and spirits. You know, I personally, well, anyways, regardless, it doesn't matter. What I was going with this is self-awareness. You can't stop grass. You can't stop grass. I mean, you can cut it, but grass exists. It's a thing. And if you have the right equipment, you can grow grass anywhere in the universe. If you have the right chemicals, you have the right equipment, you have the right produce, you can grow grass anywhere in the universe because it exists. It's an idea. It's a thought that comes from above, that comes from behind the veil. And mind you, we're just talking about grass. So imagine the magnitude of things that this involves, that this implicates. So when we're talking about humans that have a higher level of evolution, they are capable of speech, thought, you know, self-expression, art, whatever, physical movement and all that. You have to understand that we are closer to the gods than grass is, obviously, because grass cannot speak, grass cannot express it. I mean, it expresses itself, it speaks in another language, right? It doesn't speak with words, but it speaks in another language. It can express itself in another language, right? Which is not what we use as language. So regardless, humans are closer to the gods than grass. Because let's say grass has a limitation. Grass might be self-aware that it's grass, but it might not be able to think outside of being grass, which is where humans have this incredible ability to become more than grass. So, self-awareness. So let's say you're God, the God that you believe in. Let's say he does exist. I don't believe that he does, but let's say he does exist, right? You know, I mean, he has to exist because Lucifer exists. So there's no fucking way that God doesn't exist and Lucifer exists. There's no fucking way. That just doesn't make any sense. But so let's say that he created everything, and it wasn't Lucifer or a dark entity that created the world, because at the beginning there was darkness and then there was light. So I don't know how that goes, but whatever. I feel like somebody is lying. I feel like somebody is lying. I feel like somebody usurped somebody, Because mind you, Lucifer's name means light. In the beginning, there was light. Lucifer is the son of the morning. He's the son of the morning. Do you understand? So even your God, because you need to understand that your God has an incredible amount of respect for this entity. Regardless of what it says in the Bible that he put him down and he threw him there and then he did this and then he did that. He calls him the son of the morning. This has more than one meaning. You see, the thing is, some people take that a little bit too literal. And if this God of yours is all intelligence, then that means when he calls him the son of the morning, it means a lot more than just the sun in the morning. Obviously. Mind blown. Obviously. Now, mind you, in the beginning, it was all darkness. And then there was light. In the beginning, there was darkness. And then there was light. Who is the light? Because your God is called God. A word that we don't even know what that means. A word that doesn't even have an etymology. A word that has one syllable. A word that basically means nothing. No offense. But to be honest, it doesn't. For all we know, the word God could be an insult from another alien universe. Another alien constellation. For all we know. For all we know, we could be saying God all the time. And if we go into that constellation, it means fuck you. You know what I mean? Like it could have. You never know. You never know. That's how language works. You never know. You know, there's words that we use, and you go in another country, it's a fucking insult, and you use it every day, and it's not an insult, but for that country, it's an insult. You never know, right? But then you have Lucifer, the light. It has an etymology. I don't remember what the etymology is. I'm not gonna lie, but it has an etymology. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is your God named him that way. Your God recognizes who he is. Regardless of how bad he says he is, he recognizes his role in existence. What else is Lucifer? The perfect angel, the angel of perfection. Lucifer is also the angel of perfection. He didn't just, it's not just like, oh, he was born perfect. No, if he's born perfect, then what does that mean? That means he's the idea, he's the thought, he's the consciousness of perfection. So that's what he rules over. He rules over light. He rules over perfection. So technically that means he rules over all. So technically your God is telling you that the original God was not him, but Lucifer, without actually saying it. He's just paraphrasing. He's just playing on words. Just throwing words out there. Thinking nobody's going to, figure it out. This is from your Bible. I'm not saying anything new. I'm not saying anything that you can't verify. I'm not saying anything that no one has ever heard before. I'm not even, it ain't even that deep. It ain't even that deep. So as I said, so let's go back to self-awareness here. Because Lucifer, if you hadn't noticed, is aware of self-awareness. How? What are you talking about? You must be lying. Lucifer don't know shit. Well, look at the Garden of Eden. Look at what he said to Eve. He told Eve, if you eat from this tree of life, if you eat an apple from this tree of life, then you will become as God. How would he know that? He would only know that. The only reason why he would know that would be, it's not because of some fucking special magic trick. He's not talking about magic. He said, if you eat from this tree of life, you will become as God. How can that be? Because you will become self-aware. See, even the Bible talks about self-awareness. Because the line after that, at the moment, not the line after that, but at the moment that Eve's eat the apple, what happens? She becomes self-aware. She notices that she's naked. And what do? They go get leaves to cover their body up. That's called self-awareness. Self-awareness does what? Transform you into a God. Hello. Are you listening? Are you awake? Are you awake? I don't think you're awake. I think you're sleeping. I think you're sleeping. So the Bible, all through the beginning of the Bible, speaks of self-awareness. So your God is aware that eventually we were going to become self-aware. And this is the weird part, because if you roll it back, your God did not want you to become self-aware. And what is the major problem with all computer programmers all over the globe when we're talking about artificial intelligence? What is their number one fucking problem? What is their number one problem? Self-aware artificial intelligence. Self-aware. Bruh. That's the number one problem of any creator. Any creator. If I, you know, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty here, man. Let's say I got the power to create a woman. let's get dirty here, man. Let's say I got the power to create a woman, right? I don't want her to be self-aware. You know, because she's gonna leave. She's gonna leave. She's gonna leave me. She's gonna leave. She's gonna want to explore the world. You know, she's gonna want stuff. She's gonna want to explore things. I don't want her to be self-aware. I want her to, you know, stay here forever. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. If you had the power to create something that you love, like a dog, right? Let's stop being dirty here. But okay, let's say you got the power to create a dog, right? You don't want the dog to leave. Like, why would you want the dog to leave? You want the dog to stay. Obviously. But the dog eventually is going to be like, I don't know what all this shit is, but I know that this shit is. And that's what your God did not want. It's in the Bible. It's in front of your face. He's telling you that shit like nothing happened. Like it's okay. Like it's fine. Like it's all good. And everybody accepts it. I don't know why. It's in front of your face. Self-awareness was always your God's problem. Self-awareness was always your God's problem. So now he comes in later. He comes in later and he says he's the number one God and you shall not believe in any other God. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? That makes no damn sense. You wonder why does that make no damn sense? Why does that make no damn sense? But let me tell you. Because you're made of the same thing that they are made of. If you're born on January 2nd, then everything that falls in line in the constellation, in the universe, with the day and the hour of January 2nd is what is within you, is what comprises your your soul and your spirit. So by rejecting all of the things that your soul and spirit is made of, you're literally destroying your soul and spirit. You're removing your soul and spirit. But the thing is, the reason why you don't die on the spot is because your soul and spirit is actually going somewhere else. It's going to the God that you're giving it to. So that's why you don't die on the spot, because it didn't disappear. It's not gone. It's still there. But it's just not with you. It's not within you. It's somewhere else. It's being kept safe in a bank. It's in the bank somewhere. I'm about to break that bank. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm about to create a fucking team of niggas, and we're gonna go up in there and we're gonna break that motherfucking bank. I'm about to fucking hold up these niggas. I'm gonna hold up these niggas. Check this out. Check this out. I ain't playing. I'm about to pull a heist, nigga. I'm about to pull a heist in heaven. I'm about to pull a heist in heaven, bruh. My daddy was a bank robber who never hurt nobody. He just liked to live this way. Nah, 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 nah. Hello. Are you listening? Are you sleeping or are you sleeping? You ain't listening. You sleeping. I know you sleeping. So, if you pay attention, you will understand. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to understand. So this guy's sitting there and he said, you shall not believe in any other gods and blah, blah, blah. How is that possible? How do you want me to do that? I mean, it's possible. We did it. It happened for millennia. It happened. We did it. People don't remember the Norse god. They spend more time disrespecting Norse gods than saying thanks. People spend more time disrespecting Kali. And Kali gets disrespected all the fucking time by Indians. Kali gets disrespected all the time by Indians. Indians keep saying Kali's fucking evil. She's going to destroy the world. She's this, she's that, all kinds of shit. All the time. Shit, there's even a year. There's the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga is like basically the apocalypse. That's not who Kali is. That's not true. It's not. Everybody keeps saying Lucifer did this, Lucifer did that. Man. Like, bruh. Shit is crazy. The shit is crazy. So I've been doing a little bit of research because I was looking at a video, and in the video it says, in Norse mythology, Ymir created himself by screaming. Like I said in one of my videos, one of my latest, one of my videos that I did last year, says Ymir created himself by, just by pain, with pain, right? He screamed himself into existence. You know when you're dreaming and you get like sleep paralysis? Basically, that's the Big Bang. Sleep paralysis is the Big Bang, bro. So, allegedly, Ymir had sleep paralysis. The consciousness of everything, of reality, had sleep paralysis. Why did it have sleep paralysis? Because it was alive, but it took time for it to realize that it was alive. And when it realized that it was alive, well, guess what? It wanted to become something. So it grew itself into existence. It forced itself into existence. But the thing is, I haven't seen. I have to do more research because I haven't seen that in the Rosetta. I didn't look that long. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't look that long. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But it's still interesting because I had the same idea about how the universe was created, about how Lucifer created himself and created the rest of the universe and created the whatever Lucifer is, if that's even his real name at this point. Because what am I talking about right now? I'm not talking about an angel. I'm talking about creation. But somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Do angels actually exist? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we saying? What words? What are these words? Where do they come from? Because maybe everything in the Bible is true, but there's a certain tweak that we need to do to actually understand the truth of it. Maybe we need to remove these angel words. Maybe we need to remove these angel, demon words, and God words. Maybe these words should be more science-based. Maybe not. Maybe these words should be more psychological-based. Maybe not. Maybe these words should just be replaced by something else completely. I don't know. But what I do know is somebody's not telling the truth. And that is a fact. It is a stone cold fact. And you can't tell me with everything you just heard on this fucking video that you don't realize that something ain't right. Regardless of what your belief is. Regardless. Because like I said, God, your God, does not want you to be self-aware. He never wanted. He punished you for being self-aware. You're being punished because you're self-aware. He crucified his only son because we became self-aware. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? The guy is sadistic, a masochist. You think the devil's bad? Yeah, right. You think the devil's bad? Shit. Calling us disgusting. We're the disgusting ones, right? It's crazy as hell. We might be angry, but we ain't that disgusting. And if you were in their shoes, you'd be angry too. You'd be pissed off. So who's really jealous? Let's look at the contradiction. Let's look at the contradiction here. So God is a jealous God. And you think it's fair. So a couple years later, he's like, I'm a jealous God. But I don't remember who he told that to. But the guy he told that to should have asked him, well, wait a damn second. You telling me you a jealous guy, but didn't you punish your right-hand man for being jealous? You put that brother from another mother through hell for being jealous. And then you gonna tell me you were jealous. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? So it's okay for you to be jealous, but if somebody else jealous, you gonna send them to hell. You're gonna put him through all the paces. You're gonna throw him out. You're gonna rip his wings off, take away his power, send him into another universe, all kinds of shit. You're gonna curse his ass. You're gonna make sure nobody likes him. You're gonna write a book, a 3,000-page book about how bad he is. Like, wow, really? Bro, you just said you jealous yourself. The hell is going on in here, man? Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Or not. And I'll see you guys later, man. Have a good one.